Hey guys, welcome to our Monday night team call. I'm Cody Helmer. I'm an Emerald Ambassador in the company. And this is a topic that I love because I love recruiting. It is my thing. And guys, you cannot be a good recruiter if you are not proactively reaching out to people. So Brittany Howard last week talked about if you're new, what it looks like to start reaching out and what to say. And so this week, I thought it would be really great for us to talk about who you should be talking to. I'm going to share my screen. I got a PowerPoint. We're getting fancy on these Monday night team calls. Just a disclaimer, I have been known to drop a bomb or two. So if that happens, don't be alarmed. I promise you that everything that I say is because I love y'all. I love your family. I love your goals, and I want you to succeed. Okay, so we're all friends here. We're going to have fun and hopefully learn some things. Y'all have to let me know if you find this valuable. Okay. Play meeting. Okay, now. Okay, I can't see anybody. Can someone unmute and tell me if you can see the screen? Because I normally have a little picture in the corner and I don't have that.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. Okay, so who should I be talking to? Short answer, everybody. Guys, what we have here is incredibly special. We really have the best sugar addiction busting gut health products on the market, and we really have an epidemic, guys. And I wanted to read you guys a few statistics here. And I know some of y'all are going to ask me where I got these. Some are CDC, some are like Healthline. I don't know. Just Google it. You're going to find this stuff everywhere. But check this out. The average American consumes approximately 110 pounds of sugar per year. 1 in 3 Americans are overweight. 1 in 13 are obese. Did you know, this blew my mind. Excess glucose increases cortisol 5 times during stressful situations. And y'all know what cortisol does, right? It gives you belly fat. Like, who wants that? And I had no idea that that could be made worse by sugar. The CDC says obesity now affects 1 in 5 children. Guys, what we have gives people the willpower to say no. And that is so incredibly powerful. So if you have not yet reached out to every single person that you know, if you're one of these people that are picking and choosing who you think might be interested, or you're waiting for somebody to say like, I don't like my body, or whatever it is, you are missing the mark. And you're not only blocking blessings for yourself, you're blocking blessings for other people. Okay, so what we have is really, really important. The first thing I wanted to talk about tonight is posting on Facebook. And just posting on Facebook just won't cut it, guys. You have to reach out to people constantly, privately. I've got some things here, and can we just take a moment to take a look at the text? Why is it an onion? I don't know why that happened, but it made me laugh. So I wanted to point that out. But private messaging or DM, guys, text, phone. I know some of you guys are like who wants to get on the phone? Guys, people, like, you can connect with people so much better on the phone. I sign people up so much faster if I get on the phone with them. So don't miss out on that opportunity to use that. Guys, smoke signal or message in a bottle. I don't care what it is. You just need to be reaching out to people, okay? That's really, really important. I want you to think of, let's go back here. How do we go back? Let's go back to this one because I want to share something with you. When you post on Facebook, guys, I think this is really important to note. not everybody understands the algorithms of Facebook. And quite frankly, people like experts trying to figure it out can't, because it's constantly changing. But what we do know is that Facebook doesn't put what you post out to everybody on your Facebook friends list. And actually, it's around roughly 13% of your Facebook friends at any given time will see a post that you put out. Now, that number will go up if you have a lot of engagement on that particular post. Facebook just recognizes that and like, oh, people care about what this person has to say, and they show it to more people. Okay. So, but I want you to think about posting on Facebook about your business like this. But this doesn't give you permission to not post on Facebook. You have to post every day. Okay. That's like telling people your business is open and you're still excited about it. So make sure you're doing your one post a day. But if you post on Facebook, it's kind of like putting pink Plexus glitter in a glitter gun and shooting it up into the air and then just praying that it falls on the right person at the right time. Guys, if that is the way that you are running your business, it is not going to work. Okay. You have to post on Facebook. It's important, but the reaching out to people is crucial if you want to grow and if you want to help people. Okay. So let's talk about warm market. Your warm market is basically anybody that you know or anybody that knows you. And that doesn't mean that you have to know this person's husband and how many children they have and what their dog's name is and what they like to eat for dinner and what they do for fun. That's not what that means. Warm market is anybody that you have had contact with or that has contacted with or has had contact with you, like your Facebook friends list. Your entire Facebook friends list is warm market, all right? I started with 160 Facebook friends. Now I think on average, back then it was around 300. I think on average now it's around 400 Facebook friends that people have. That is all warm market, okay? They are following you on Facebook because they want to know about your life. They want to be part of it in some way. That is a warm market person. You can just, I'm giving you permission right now. You can just hit them with the Plexus, okay? You do not have to message them and talk about their kids or their cute picture on Facebook or whatever it is. You don't have to do that. You just have to see if they have a need that you can fill with what you have, okay? And warm market is not just people on your social media accounts, but people that that you know from your kids' schools, that you know are kids. They have the same friends or were around the same parents for years and years and years as they grow, right? These are warm market people. People at your church that you see every Sunday. These are warm market people, okay? They are not strangers. All right, we're going to talk about strangers in a minute, but here's a couple of different examples of a warm market type message that you can send out that's been successful for me. Nothing that I share or tell you guys it's nothing that I wouldn't do myself. So I want you to know that. So this is used and proven. So here's a couple of them. Hey, name. I always like to add a name, guys. It kind of personalizes it a little bit. Hey, Sarah. You may or may not have seen me posting about some health and happiness products that I've been using. I'm super excited about it. This may be exactly what you're looking for, and I'd love to share it with you. Would you be open to some info? Or this is like so simple, but this gets a lot of attention too. Hey, Amy, have I piqued your interest in Plexus yet? And most people say, what is it? I don't know. What's Plexus? And then you can share a really great video with them. Or, hi name, or hi whoever, I'm reaching out to friends today to see if you may have a need for a health and happiness upgrade or a desire to create some financial margin from home. I'd love to shoot your some info. Okay, so I'm not an English major. I'd love to shoot you some info to see if this may be right for you. Would that be okay? So you're always ending with a question, okay? And you're just hitting them with it. So don't feel like you have to wait. Warm market, just ask. Be bold. Here's a couple of other ways that you can connect with warm market people besides reaching out, which is so, so important. And just really quickly, I want to share this statistic with you guys because I think that it is important to know. For every 10 people that you reach out to, statistics show that one will express interest. So if you're over there and you're like, oh, I'm going to get on, Cody is talking about how to reach out to people or who to reach out to, like nobody's like messaging me back or whatever. And a lot of people that I will ask, or a lot of people that I will talk to, I'll ask them, how many people are you reaching out to? And they'll say like, 2. I reached out to 2 people this week and nobody said anything. So you guys have to understand that this is a numbers game, okay? So for every 10 people that you reach out to, the likelihood of 1 expressing interest is average. So if you want to talk to more people and connect with more people, you have to send more messages, okay? You guys just have to be bold and hit people with it. Okay, so here's a couple ways you can connect with warm market people. Host an online launch party. So I really love online launch parties. Please don't wait for your sponsor to say, hey, do you want to post or do you want to do one? Go do one yourself. There's tons of outlines out there. There's tons of posts that you can gather. An online launch party, if you're not familiar with these, is basically you just creating a group page where you usually give yourself 48 hours to invite people. I'd say 48 hours to 2 weeks. 2 weeks is kind of a lot because you have to put things in there leading up to the event. So think about that too. But you create this group, you tell people what you're doing, you send out invites to lots and lots of people. Again, remember your 10-to-1 ratio, okay? So if you want 10 people in there, you're sending 100 messages out and so on. But you would have this online launch party. Usually they're 30 minutes to an hour. I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started, I told Fallon, like, I got to get the word out. Like we got to do an event online. And she's like, sure. You know, she's rolling with it. She was pumped that somebody wanted to do this business with her. And I was like, dude, we are going to do a 12-hour party. Like you take 6 hours. I take 6 hours. We're going to be posting about Plexus all day. It's going to be amazing. I would not recommend this. But we did it. We did a 12-hour long launch party and it was crazy and it was awesome and it was a lot of work and a lot of content. We signed up quite a few people, but that is not the route that I would go. I think small online launch parties are not small but short are best, just for people's attention span and different things. I think it's important when you're having a launch party to get as many guests in there as possible and also ask people to engage. You know, I've seen some where they'll say, you know, if you comment on a post or comment on every post that you do comment on, you'll earn a point, or I'll put you in a raffle to win a trial pack or whatever it is, because each comment that you get, remember Facebook's algorithm, you get those comments, it's going to show those posts to more guests. Ask your upline too to jump in there and help you with engagement as well. But online launch parties, I am a huge fan. I think they're awesome. I went silver with my own. But again, don't wait for your sponsor to have that. Just go do it or tell your sponsor you want to. Okay, host an in-person sip and see event. These are awesome. And guys, some people really thrive in front of people. I have team members who she literally will, every time she meets with someone in person, she signs them up. But she can send a million messages out and it's not the same. So some people just really, really thrive in those one-on-ones or those in-person events. If that's you, if you love to host, guys, this does not have to be something that you're like making this big old like PowerPoint presentation and you've got to know all the ingredients or whatever. Share a great Plexus video on your computer to your guests and then let them ask you questions. Let them taste the Slim or the products or whatever. Hang out, put some healthy finger foods out and make it just a really, really chill thing. But sip and sees or in-person events are awesome too. And you can do those in your house or you can like rent a little room in a coffee shop or whatever. Okay, let's talk about cold market. Now, if you have been here for a while and you have already reached out to everybody that you know, and I mean everybody, remember we're not being picky because statistics show us that most people in this world need what we have, right? Everybody needs what we have. Not everybody will say yes. But so if you have reached out to everybody and reached out to them multiple times, because like Brittany shared last week, it really takes like 8 to 12 contacts or follow-ups with one person for 80% of them to say yes. And actually Bob Heilig has said recently that that number has potentially gone up to 20, 23, I think even he said, contacts with a single person for 80% of those people to say yes. So reaching out is important to your warm market, but also continuing to follow up and follow up and follow up with those people. And then not being afraid to take the opportunity away if they're not bouncing the ball back to you. I think that is another really important thing to note. So Sonia Dudley shared this. It was something like, the verbiage that she used was, the last thing that I ever want to do is bug you. And I feel like I may be bugging you. If you're interested in Plexus, of course, I will continue to follow up. But would you let me know? Would you like me to keep your file open? Or would you like me to close your file? Most people don't want their file closed, okay? They don't care what that means. They just don't want it closed. So that's a good time for them to come back and tell you, no, keep it open. And that gives you permission to continue to follow up with them. So just a little side note. So if you've done all those things and you truly feel like, okay, tapped out of that, it is time for you to start working on your cold market, okay? Cold market can be defined as a total stranger. Okay, these are people that you don't know and that don't know you. So like somebody random that friend requests you on Facebook, or that you add on to Facebook, or that you meet at the coffee shop or the gym or whatever. A total stranger. That is a cold market person. Now, I want you to think about the relationships part of this. So a lot of people get stuck in this relationship part of cold market, and it really slows them down. I think it's important to know that relationship means different things to different people, okay? Some people feel like, so I want you to think about this when you're training and coaching your people as well. Some people feel like relationship to them is this deep-seated, rooted connection that they have with somebody that takes time, and they need to really know these people, and not just know them, they need to feel like they're like in their world, right? You don't have to do that. Okay, but some people, when you say relationship, build a relationship, that is what some people think about. So I want to ask you a question. This is one of those bombs, okay? Are you being intentional about building relationships, or are you avoiding being bold? Are you afraid to ask someone that you don't know if they just need what you have, if they just want to take a look at your opportunity? Okay, so think about that. You don't have to have a long-term relationship with somebody in order to ask them if they have a need for what you have. Now, I don't want you to take that as you just add someone on Facebook and you literally hit them right with it. That is not what I mean. I am talking about months and months and months of building a relationship with someone, or waiting for them to say, oh gosh, I really feel like crap today. I have a migraine, and literally you've been building a relationship with them for 3 months, waiting for them to give you an opportunity to share with them what you have. Don't do that, okay? It's not necessary. So instead, I want you to think about relationship building as something that you can do intentionally on your social media platform, okay? Rapport is important. People need to feel like they know you. They need to feel like they can trust you. A lot of people are sharing intimate details about their health struggles and their weight and different things like that. You have to build rapport with people. But I truly believe that that can be done on your social media platform. You can do that by sharing your life with people on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook, you're going to see I share my life. I share my thoughts. I share things that I know. I share things that I learn. I'm adding value to people. I'm sharing my faith. I'm sharing my family. People they feel like they build a relationship with you through those things. So I've actually had people where I will hit them with Plexus and they will say, I am not interested at all in that, but I really enjoy following you on Facebook. They're going to continue to follow me on Facebook. And as they do that, they're going to continue to have Plexus sprinkled on them. And then maybe one day they're going to say yes. But I don't want you to think that you have to build these strong, solid, long-term relationships with everybody that you guys, you can't. You can't do it. Every second that you are putting towards your business, you are taking away from your family. Okay. So be intentional about your social media and what you're sharing on social media, and skip the months and months of building relationships. Okay, guys, here is the truth bomb. We're about to blow this right wide open. The relationship does not give you permission to ask for the sale. The sale gives you permission to build the relationship. So this is how I have ran my business since I started. And I have been one of the top recruiting jewels for many years. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because, guys, I want to share with you what has worked and what is working for me. And this is it. So I am bold. I always have been. And I just ask people if they have a need for what I have, because I know and I'm passionate about all of these statistics, and I know that people are suffering. So I just hit them with it, and then I build the relationship after they've joined me. Some people need you to nurture them in a different way, and you'll find your people, right? That's easier to have relationships with after. But just like the sale, that's not when the relationship stops. That's usually when the relationship will begin. Okay, so I want you to really think about this. The relationship doesn't give you the permission to ask for the sale. You can ask for that anytime. The sale, though, gives you permission to build a relationship with that person. And this book that I've read, The Challenger Sale by Matthew Dixon and Brent Adamson, that is probably the biggest takeaway from that book that I got. But it is a really, really, really great book, and it really makes you think about that whole relationship building aspect of this business. And it is a relationship business, so don't get me wrong. The relationships are important. I don't want y'all to waste time on building those relationships on the front end. We can't build those kinds of relationships with so many people at one time. It's just too much. Okay, cold market messages. Here is what a couple of my personal cold market messages look like. So take these and make them your own, right? Of course. And by that, I don't mean spend weeks on flipping the verbiage. I just mean say this similar thing with your issues, and make it yours. So maybe you, instead of hey, you say y'all. Like maybe you use a lot of emojis, like whatever. Just make it your own in that way. But here's a few of the ones that I use. Hey, Sarah, I'm reaching out to friends today to see if you may have a need for a health and happiness upgrade or desire to create some financial margin from your home or cell phone. This may or may not be for you, and that's okay, but maybe you know someone who's dealing with fatigue, weight problems, skin issues, anxiety, depression, bathroom struggles, or just a need for some extra cash with a heart for helping others. Can I shoot you some info? Or, hey Angie, we are Facebook friends, but it doesn't look like we have ever connected. I'm Cody, a mom of 6, police wife, lover of life and coffee. I'm a bona fide drama avoider, and I love Jesus. I own my own business, helping men and women become the best version of themselves with proper self-care and a community of positive, supportive people who value personal development. I'm always looking for big picture thinkers who are interested in earning some extra cash. If any of this sounds good to you, I'd love to send you some info. Would that be okay? Tell me about you. So here's just a few messages. Like this second one, this is someone that I have never even like talked to or introduced myself to or anything. So I'm doing that in my message, but also sharing with them what I do, to see if maybe they have a need. And a lot of people will message back, and some people will message back and they will completely avoid my question, which is fine. And they'll just tell me about themselves, but that opens the door for a little bit of a relationship. That's somebody that I would let kind of check out my Facebook for a while, my Plexus posts. And then the top one I think is really important to share. I think Susan Peterson shared a really great graphic that she uses when she talks to people. And I do that similarly, just with words. And I think that's really important for people to see what it is. So they may be like, immediately, they may be like, oh, no, that's not for me. But they see these issues and they're like, wait a second, I haven't pooped in like 2 weeks. So maybe I want to know something about this. So I think that those are really great messages and they've worked well for me. Okay, let's talk about, we're doing great on time tonight, kicking butt. Okay. Tips to increase your network. This is incredibly important. Once you get to that point, hopefully you know, it takes you a while, but you get to that point where it is time to really be intentional about increasing your network. Okay. And here are my top tips for that. Adding value. So like I shared with you earlier on my Facebook wall, I personally, now you do not have to do what I do, okay? But for me, I like to share stories. I like to write. It helps me like cope with life. I like to share my life with people in that way. I enjoy writing. I always have. I used to write poetry when I was little. But so I share and add value to people by with my stories, using real life experiences and the lessons that I've learned from them. So I'm adding value to people in that way. You have to find what you can do to add value. So maybe for you that is cooking. Maybe you just really like to cook. Why are you not getting on Facebook Live and like literally having your phone pointing to your pan and showing us what you got going on there? Because I don't know about you guys, but I would love some tips on how to cook. So that would be something that I would tune into. But how can you personally add value? Maybe you love Jesus. Maybe you just have thought about doing a Bible study. Why not do it online? Why not do it on your Facebook wall each day? You get on there and talk about, you know, whatever the scripture was for that day. Maybe you get on a video and you discuss what your thoughts on that particular scripture is. Whatever it is for you guys, there are so many different things, different ways that y'all can add value. And I promise you, if God woke you up this morning, you have a purpose and you have value to add to this world. You just need to tap into it and be brave enough to share. Okay. So find what you can do to add value and add value that will grow your network, that will bring people to you. It's attraction marketing. Okay. Call to action post. This is important. So it's not like your normal call to action post when we're talking about, is this a cart or a buggy? Which I always have to answer. That is a cart. Right? But I'm talking about in your posts, if you're adding value, asking people to like it or tag a friend. Like it and share it. Tag a friend if you think this would help. whatever it is, but using those call to action will help you get engagement, which we know boosts, again, with the Facebook algorithms, will help you boost that post out to more people. And then you'll kind of see who your audience is. But if you're working in your strength zone, guys, whatever your value that you're adding is, it's not going to feel like work when you're working, all right, when you're making these posts and different things. And you're going to attract the right people to you that value similar things that you value. And those people are easier to work with, right? Always be adding new people to your social media every day. 2 to 5 times a day, or 2 to 5 people a day rather. I think that is a really, really important and smart thing to do. And there are so many ways that you can do that. And one of those is get out your house, girl. Okay. Get out your house. Stop hiding. Again, you have value and purpose. You have to get out there and use it. So get like involved in something. Go get him more involved in the church, or for me personally, I knew that I had to get out of the house to grow my network. I was just at that point in my business where I needed to expand. And so I started being really intentional about accepting invitations to play dates. So instead of just like dropping them off or whatever, I would go to a play date or have a play date, and I would invite them in, or I would go into their house and I would talk to the mom for like an hour or 2 hours or whatever. And what I found was it was really stretching myself out of my comfort zone initially, but now I have created some amazing local friendships by doing that. And not only that, but they have introduced me to their friends. So by getting out of my house and being intentional in that way, I have really expanded my network. And this is really important while you're getting out your house, and that is getting comfortable with the sentence, hey, are you on Facebook? Guys, this should just become part of your vocabulary. Hey, you dropped $1. Here's your dollar. Oh my gosh, are you on Facebook? Hey, I really love what you did for my tires. Like, those look really great. Thank you so much. You on Facebook? I'm talking about asking everybody if they're on Facebook. The cashier, she's smiling, she's engaged, she's the waitress who's loving her job. I mean, y'all know when you get a waitress that just acts like they don't want to be there. I'm not talking about that person. But you know, you see somebody and you connect with somebody in some way, whatever it is, and you ask them every single time, hey, are you on Facebook? And most of the time they say, yeah. And you grab your phone and you're like, hey, put your name in here, and you add them on Facebook. That is how you're going to get part of your 2 to 5 every day. Add people on social media. And again, we don't add people and then immediately message them about Plexus. My cold market message is somebody who has been on my Facebook in my feed 2 weeks, a month, something like that. Okay. And you can introduce yourself on there as well. I'm using a similar message as the one that I shared before. Just, hey, I'm Cody Helmer. I'm a mom of 6. I'm a police wife. I moved to the area almost 2 years ago. Tell me a little bit about yourself, whatever it is. Okay. Join groups. So this is a really great way for you to connect with people, because we know we can't get out of our house every day. We are not trying to like fill our calendar with like PTO, and like, I'm not that mom, and maybe you are, and that's fine. But we're not trying to do that every day of the week. Okay. We just don't have time for it. So joining groups is a really great way for you to also expand your network. But here are a couple of side notes to the joining groups. Only join a couple, not like mass quantities, or you're not going to be able to keep up. Only join a couple of groups that you are truly interested in. I'm going to share a funny story with you guys. When I first started, I was like, who values their health, right? I asked myself this question: who really values their health that I can like sign up? Vegans. That was what I thought in my mind. Vegans. And so I went to groups, vegan groups, added myself to a bunch of vegan groups. I went to Instagram. I like added all the vegans from Instagram. And what I found was I had absolutely no value to add these people whatsoever. I have no idea how to be a vegan. I don't even know if back then I knew what the definition of a vegan truly was. But I could not connect with these people at all. And then when I went to their groups, I had no idea what to do. I didn't have any questions. I couldn't help them with their dinner or whatever it was. So it was a total disaster. So don't do that. My recommendation to you is to find a few things that you're really, truly interested in, because if you don't, it's going to feel like work when you go into these groups, and it shouldn't feel like work. It should spark joy. Okay. Everything that we do, we want it to spark us joy. So find whatever you're interested in. Maybe for you, that is gardening. Maybe you love gardening. Join a couple of gardening groups, and then add value to add people when you're in these groups. That's really, really important. Please do not ever go into a new group, and just start mass messaging people. Nobody likes that. You're not going to get anybody who's going to accept your friend's request that way. However, if you're really intentional about adding value, you're going to add people, because it's going to look something like this. You're going to get into a group that you enjoy, something that you enjoy, a topic that you enjoy, and you're going to say, so I got a girlfriend, and she's probably on here. I can't see nobody, but she's probably on here, and she's like literally obsessed with Disney. Like, I think she needs an intervention. But so I'm going to use that as an example, okay? Because I know there are a lot of Disney lovers out there. So maybe you go into this Disney group, okay, and you're like pumped because you love Disney, and so you're going to go in there and you're going to be like, "Yo, did anybody see the new Jasmine at the Disney World? Like, she's amazing." And people are going to be like, "Yeah, I'm so excited. We got a trip coming up. Here's a picture with the new Jasmine that we just had. Here's a picture of me with the old Jasmine," whatever it is. All of those people now, you're connected in some way. You are no longer a stranger to them. You are the girl who is obsessed with Jasmine at Disney World. Okay. And so when you friend all those people that comment on your post, and you comment their comment, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a cute picture of you and Jasmine. I'm so excited to go," whatever it is. You just made a friend. So when you add that person to your Facebook page, the likelihood of them accepting that is pretty good. Okay. Versus if you just randomly clicked on some person in some random group and tried to add them, they're probably not going to accept that. Okay. So get in there and add value. Same with other people's posts. If you see a post in a group that you like, comment on it, add value to that thing, that post or that thread, and then add that person who asked the question. Also be picky, guys. Like, it's okay to be picky when you post something. Like I posted in a gardening group last year about what time was a good time to water my tomatoes. And I literally got like 50 comments on it. It blew my mind that there were so many people that wanted to help me with that. But I went through and clicked on all of those people, and some of these people I didn't want to have on my Facebook friends list. I'm going to be honest, and it is okay for you to do that. There were some people that I did not want to work with on there, and you can tell pretty quickly when you go to someone's Facebook page. But yeah, you can be picky, but make sure you're adding at least 2 to 5 new people to your social media a day, and you will never feel like you're running out of people. Because guys, if you're talking about, "I don't have nobody to talk to," stop it. Just stop it right now, because this world is full of people who need what you have, and who have never heard of Plexus, or who have maybe heard of Plexus, but no one has ever personally reached out to them to try to help them get started. So stop that right now. There's so many people out there. And there is actually a Harvard study that says that the average person knows like 600 people. So quit it. Final tips here, guys, because we are now over time. Consistency is so key. You have to trust the process. Okay. And that's with everything, anything and everything. Trust the process. Everybody will tell you that you have to give something a good 90 days. So if you got a message, okay, and you've kicked it out for people or 2 people for a few weeks now, and you're like, "This message don't work," or like, or "This system, it's not doing anything for me," stick with it. Trust the process. Make sure your numbers are right. Remember the ratio, 10 to 1. If you're not sending 10 messages, you're probably not going to get one person interested. So you've got to trust the process. And that is in all things Plexus, not just messaging. If you feel like you're going through the motions, you are, my friend. Find a way to fall back in love with what you're doing. People can feel your passion. They can also feel when you're just trying to get your IPA in so you don't get kicked out your IPA chat, okay? And that is a truth bomb. People know. The best recruiters on my team are people who are excited. Hands down, every time. The people who are doing the best in their business are people who are excited about their business right now. If that's not you, that's okay, because there's so many different things that can derail, right? A lot of it's mindset, but you have to find a way to fall back in love with your business. What got you excited initially? Because I guarantee it that that's still there. Was it your goal of becoming a jewel? Was it your goal of achieving this XYZ amount of money, or helping this amount of people? Or perhaps it was just learning about the product that got you really pumped up and passionate about reaching out to as many people as possible. Whatever it is, go back. If you feel like you've lost it, go back, find it, get in touch with that again, because people can feel it. If you're having a bad day, it's okay to not send a ton of messages out. Okay, make it a personal growth day. But remember that it's just a bad day and not a bad life. Take a day, sister, and then get it together, because you have dreams to make a reality. Okay, if you have a series of bad days, it is time to get a therapist. But I am talking about if you are having a bad day, one bad day, it is okay for you to not send a ton of messages out that day. And it is surely okay for you to not send a voice message. Okay. So give your permission to take a breath sometimes. It's okay. But take your breath, wash your face, honey, and then you get back to it, okay? Because your goal is not going to change. More messages out, like, gotta get this in. No, like, you gotta get excited about what you're doing. I got my radio going. I'm listening to like motivating music or like a motivating podcast just before I start sending my messages out. And some of those some of the verbiage that I shared with you guys, some of my messages, sometimes I'll type it. Sometimes I'm just feeling froggy and I'm just going to get it on a voice message and send it to somebody. Whatever it is, you got to get excited before you go to work. All right. So whatever that is for you, however you like to do that, find your fun, because I guarantee you're going to have better results in the end if you're tapping into that, because people can feel it. And the last thing, I truly believe that every one of you is going to make it. If you continue to learn and grow and do the things and push the boundaries of your comfort zone and get yourself out there and add value and be the best daggone version of yourself, I truly, truly believe that. But your timeline is dependent upon your effort. So, my friend, I want you to hear my heart when I say this. If you want to be a jewel in this company in a year or two, you can. But you are not going to get there in a year or two just doing the bare minimum. You're not going to get there doing a 3-2-1. Okay? You got to pick it up. Remember that you are condensing what takes some people a lifetime to achieve. And many will not achieve what a diamond in our company can have doing something else. It could take their entire lifetime, all their savings, all of their family's savings. People invest. Have you ever watched the show Shark Tank? I mean, it is truly amazing what these people do. They're fighting for their business every day. You are condensing that into a small amount of time. So I believe that you will make it. If you want it to take, like, if you're okay with it taking 10 years, that is cool. Like, I love y'all. But if you want it to do it faster, you got to pick it up. Okay. You got to show up every day. You got to show up consistently. You got to put in the effort. You got to get excited. I had Fallon come on my team page, and this has been, gosh, probably a year ago, but she came on my team page and let me interview her. And I didn't tell her what questions I was going to ask her. It was kind of fun. But I asked her if she could say one thing that contributed to the bulk of her success. Like I knew that she's done a lot, okay, but if she had to pick one thing, what would that one thing be? And she said, be excited. That she just got so daggone excited that, and any of her level ones will tell you, she was so excited and she was so sure that she was going to the top of this company, guys, that we all believed her. I mean, nobody knew what she had going on behind the scenes, because outwardly she was pumped, and we were like, we want a piece of that. Like, she got us pumped. You have to be the one that starts that, okay? Your timeline is going to be determined by your effort. Get excited. Do the work. Believe that you can, because every single one of you can do it. All right. Let me back here. See my friend. All right. Guys, that is all I have for you. I kept for a long time. Thank you, ones who stuck with me and hung out with me longer. I love y'all. I believe in y'all. Take this stuff and run with it. None of this is going to help anybody if you leave it here tonight. Go put it into action, and then when it works for you, I want to know. Okay, so you come back to this video, post it in the team page, and you're going to say, that message rocks. I got somebody signed up, whatever it is, because you know your girl is not missing opportunity for a party, okay? So I want to celebrate those with you. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening, and have a good night. I hope this helped.